the issue about the EC for me is the same issue like Galamsey. Lack of leadership, lack of commitment, a clear. You see, our country has been taken over by charlatans. They have no principle, they have no value. They've placed the interest, their personal interest, the interest of their political parties ahead of the country's interest. And it's the same attitude that, the same attitude that is plaguing our environment, the same attitude is also plaguing our political space. Because per the terms of our constitution, it is the duty of the president to appoint members onto the EC. You understand? And when the president is making those appointments, he ought to be guided, or the burden on him is a burden that's born out of the oath himself he took to be faithful to Ghana. And so when you have respect and you are faithful, or you have some level of fidelity to that burden, then you won't undermine or create a situation by appointment which makes it practically impossible for the EC to fulfill her terms, her job, by appointing people who are perceived to be or to have political coloring, not necessarily being MPP. If you appoint anybody who has political coloring, then what you are doing is that you are creating a situation where it is practically impossible for the EC to fulfill its mandate. What is that mandate? That mandate is not only to deliver an election which is free and fair, but also to deliver an election which is perceived to be free and fair. But right now, charlatans have taken over. Take the New Patriotic Party. Charlatans have taken over. We have people who don't even believe in the ideals and values of the MPP. And they are in the MPP, they don't believe in those ideals. They've managed to get a chance to lead. And they are delivering a governance which is adverse not only to Ghana, but adverse to the purpose for which the MPP themselves were formed. So let me give you just some few examples. When you take the MPP's constitution, go to article, what's it called? Article, the aims of and objectives, article 2:11, on the issue on Galamsey. They are saying that one of their aims and objectives for why they formed as a political party is to try and win power to do what? To protect the environment from degradation and repair the damage done to the environment by wasteful and improper exploitation of our land, forest, marine, and freshwater resource. That's what they said. And so when they're deciding as to who to sponsor to take power, they should be guided by this principle. But right now, the party is full by charlatans. No respect for values. They don't even know why they are there. Also, when you take that constitution, go to the same purpose, 28. It says to develop and maintain close fraternal relations with all political parties in West Africa and the world at large, which share the liberal democratic ideals of the party. What are those liberal democratic ideals? A firm belief that those who govern must do the same with the consent of those they govern. And elections is the means in which we show our consent. You know, I was talking about social contracts in the first place. When you are entering into any contract, one key element is consent. You understand? So when we sign that social contract with our government, we give our consent when we vote. You understand? And we know that consent will be vitiated by either undue influence or by duress. Undue influence is when you do anything that seeks to reg. When I say reg in terms of, and then the duress is when you use force. You understand? Then consent is vitiated. Now, clearly, see the MPP, when you hear them speak, Nkuyi is but will win by strategy. Nkuyi, but will win by strategy. And so, and that strategy, so they appoint the people into the, what's it called, EC. Create a situation where the EC, in fact, she's working from a position of negative, because already, I'm telling you already, from the last election, the figures changing to what happened when we were registering, what happened when people were transferring their votes. And this exercise, the BVD is getting lost. this exercise. See, when we say come and show us, what's it called, come and exhibit. I've heard arguments say that because we do mistake, that's why we exhibit. No, it's like a lawyer drafting a contract. When you draft a contract and you send to your client that, listen, this is a draft review. What I tell your client is that so far as you are concerned, you've done a perfect job. It's not as if you are not allowed to make mistakes for your clients to determine the mistakes and correct you. So when you send the what's it called the register to us, so far as we are concerned, it is a perfect register. It's a perfect register. It's not, you are not allowed to make mistakes for us to spend our time to find the mistakes and start a battle with you. Because you see, when that happens, what you are doing is that you are even then confirming the huge doubts the people of Ghana have in your ability as EC to deliver an election which is perceived to be free and fair. So the president has given them a huge tax, an impossible tax. I'm telling you, an impossible tax, no regard to our democracy, no regard to the purpose of our democracy, no regard to the fidelity, to his oath to be faithful to God, no regard. The people that he's placed there to is like they are on a mission. You saw what happened in Edgewater, where an EC official, full of everybody, didn't see any problem taking breakfast money. And the reaction of the EC wasn't like serious. And then if you consider what is at stake, because you see, when in 1992, the people of Ghana decided that, listen, we need to go the constitutional democratic way, there was a recognition that the best way in which our individual liberties, our lives, our rights, granted to us by God himself, can best be protected would be to take upon ourselves this system of governance, this constitutional system of governance, so that if you act in any way which undermines or causes people not to be faithful to the system, then really you are attacking the country. You are attacking our individual liberties. And that is what they are doing. That is what Nana has done. And that's what the EC is reaffirming by her actions. That is what is happening. Listen, 2024, 7th December, they will go. They will go. I'm so sure about that. They will go, we'll sack them. But we must start thinking that would it be enough just to sack them? Shouldn't there be a day of reckoning? Shouldn't there be a day of reckoning? Shouldn't we hold people's feet to the fire? Shouldn't heads be on the chopping board? Yeah, heads must be on the chopping board. Institutional heads must also be on the chopping board. When I say institutional heads, then people must reconsider their usefulness. Because there's a reason why political parties are formed. And maybe the political parties depart from the reasons why they are formed, then they lose their legitimacy, their rights even to be considered. Yeah, and I'm quoting from their objectives. If you have time, you can go to the objectives and ask yourself, are they pursuing their own objectives when they were given opportunity to lead? Are they pursuing their own objectives? Listen, there should not be a discussion for final debate, but also to sound to all people who claim they believe in the principles of liberal democracy. All the people who, because of the MPP's commitment to the protection of environmental integrity, that right now, that home, we all believe that we had a home there. Those of us who believe in liberal democracy and who love the environment, we believe we had a home in the MPP. And that home has been taken over by familiar spirits. If you stay there, that familiar spirit will permeate you and make you useless. You understand? You'll be useful to our country. Leave that home. Fortunately, a new home has been created for you. A new home. A new home with a good spirit. Movement for change. Leave that spirit. Leave that spirit. Because if you don't live there, one day Ghanaians will come after you. I'm telling you, the way things are going. One day Ghanaians will come after you. Maybe even be now. But the way things are going, the way the charlatans, people who don't believe in these ideals, have taken over that home and have brought in evil spirit. See, when I say financial, I'm too nice. Evil spirit. One day, maybe it won't be 2024. I don't know. It could be 2024. It could be 2025. It could be 2028. It may be at a time when we may not even be around. But certainly a day will come when Ghanaians will come after you. Leave that home, leave the evil spirit for them. And thank God that we've created a home for you. Come to the movement for change. Let us continue to hold the flame of liberal democracy and how the ideals of liberal democracy can be used to push this Ghana agenda. You understand? Leave that home and come and let us forge that one Ghana where when we see each other, beyond the fact that we see each other as Ghanaians who probably have different views as to how the country ought to be developed, not as enemies. Because you see, when the movement, when we win Antimanti, certainly all of us will come together, we'll bring everybody together. But you see, when you are in NDC, because we share certain views, I should be able to. I'm finished. In fact, I'm done. I should be able to respect your view, and as I may disagree with you, but for the sake of Ghana, we need to test our views by debating. Not to respect people because of their political views, and that's what. When the evil spirit took over, they stopped respecting other views. Let us in 2024 sack them and forge that new Ghana which will have a place for different views, different tribes, different opinions, but all those views, all those tribes have just one singular agenda, and that agenda is building that great Ghana for all of us. Thank you very much.